Chapter 3554. Yes, yes, with everyone's help, it will be very easy for us to unify the Divine Dragon Tribe. The Sacred Dragon King nodded solemnly when he heard the Shepherd Tribe leader's words. With the help of the 6 major tribes, the Holy Dragon King felt that unifying the mystical dragon tribe would be a piece of cake. This was equivalent to the power of 7 sacred dragons. Of course, he would not be able to reach the power of 7 sacred dragons. Not long ago, the sacred dragon's lineage and the ancestral dragon's lineage had obtained the support of the 3rd prince. He gave him a few Khanate cardinal treasures. But even so, with the help of the 6 major races, he could easily destroy the ancestral dragon bloodline at its peak. Unifying the divine dragon bloodline would also be easy. Due to their combined strength, the number of 3rd Order sovereigns had exceeded 100. Then let's complete the 3rd prince's order as soon as possible. The Patriarch of the Giant of Light said indifferently. Alright, we, the Sacred Dragon Bloodline, will make an announcement after some time to force the Ancestral Dragon Bloodline and the Dragon Palace to submit. If they don't submit, we'll use the Dragon Palace as a warning to the others. The Sacred Dragon King spoke. The 6 patriarchs nodded. After a brief discussion, they immediately left. As for helping the Sacred Dragon Bloodline unify the Divine Dragon Tribe, they didn't take it too seriously. Their combined strength was enough to sweep away all enemies. Dragon Palace? Easily annihilated. The Sacred Dragon King sent the 6 tribe leaders off with a smile on his face. Slowly his expression darkened. Dragon Palace, Dragon King, this time, I'm going to place your dragon head together with Ancestral Dragon King's. He roared with a murderous look on his face. Buzz. At this moment, the ball of light on his body flew out, and the figure of the 3rd prince appeared. Greetings, Master. He hurriedly knelt on the ground and bowed respectfully. These are some treasures that I obtained with great difficulty. Don't disappoint me. Hurry up and advance to the Universe Ruler Realm. The 3rd prince waved his arm, and drops of resplendent radiant treasures appeared before him. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. I will not disappoint you. The Sacred Dragon King felt the energy contained in these treasures. His body trembled and he kowtowed in excitement. The 3rd prince did not respond and slowly disappeared. Ha 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 ha, with these treasures I have a high chance of breaking through to the Universe Ruler Realm, ha ha. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. S excited voice echoed in the hall. Time continued to pass. Wang Xian sat in the Dragon Palace and went through the documents. Information about the bloodline of the Sacred Dragon and the range of their activities. Let's go. Let's take a stroll around the Sacred Dragon bloodline. When Wang Xian was done with all the information, he stood up with a smile on his face. Prime Minister Turtle, take care of the Dragon Palace. I'm going out for a while. He said this to Prime Minister Turtle. Then he moved his body and disappeared quickly. It's Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle answered immediately. It will take more than a year to reach the Sacred Dragon bloodline from here. However, I should be able to speed it up. Wang Xian flew out of the Dragon Palace and mumbled to himself. The endless saint wings appeared on his back, and he flew in one direction at a terrifying speed. Now that he was going all out, he was comparable to a Universe Ruler Realm expert. A few days later, he arrived at a city and hurried on his way through the teleportation formation. Without the teleportation formation, it would take Wang Xian more than 1,000 years to reach the Sacred Dragon bloodline from the Eternal River of Heaven. The interior of the primordial continent was just too big. Without these cities and open races to connect with the teleportation formation, it would take a very long time to travel from one place to another. As Wang Xian rushed towards the Sacred Dragon bloodline, the Sacred Dragon bloodline was also making arrangements. After Sacred Dragon King obtained the treasures, he immediately absorbed them. However, it was not that easy to break through to the Universe Ruler Realm. By the time he stored all the resources in his body, a year had passed. I'd better unify the Divine Dragon Clan first. I don't want to waste too much time on the 6 major races. Sacred Dragon King opened his eyes and mumbled to himself as he looked at the messages on the Universe AI. This time, I'll head out personally to take the head of the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. He continued mumbling and edited a message on the Universe AI. This was because the 3rd prince wanted him to unify the Divine Dragon Clan and keep those powerful purebred divine dragons. Therefore, he had to make a statement in advance. This statement was to make the Ancestral Dragon bloodline and the Dragon Palace surrender directly to avoid too much bloodshed. And he felt that this statement was enough to deter the Dragon Palace and the Ancestral Dragon bloodline. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. After editing the information, he immediately contacted the 6 races. Then he quietly waited for the news. Soon, the statement made by the Sacred Dragon King of the Sacred Dragon bloodline began to spread throughout the chaotic continent at a terrifying speed. Sacred Dragon King. Today, the Sacred Dragon bloodline makes a statement. The Heavenly Plant Demonic Beast Clan, the Ghoul Clan, the Shepherd Clan, the Light Giant Clan, the Light Bug Clan, and the Black Fog Spirit Clan will do their best to help the Sacred Dragon bloodline unify the Divine Dragon Clan. Anyone who resists will be killed without mercy. Anyone with the Divine Dragon bloodline will join our clan and become the disciples of the Sacred Dragon bloodline. This announcement quickly spread across the universe's AI system. When everyone saw this message, they were slightly stunned. They pursed their lips and their eyes sparkled. They were very shocked by this announcement. However, the information revealed in this statement shocked them even more. Everyone knew that the Heavenly Plant Demonic Beast Clan, the Ghoul Clan, the Shepherd Clan, the Light Giant Clan, the Light Bug Clan, and the Black Fog Spirit Clan were following the Angel Clan. They were a subsidiary race of the Angel Clan. The 6 major races would definitely not help the Sacred Dragon bloodline unify the Sacred Dragon bloodline because the Sacred Dragon bloodline was influential enough to invite them to unify the Divine Dragon Clan. The Sacred Dragon bloodline did not have this face. Even if they invited them with treasures and resources, they could not invite them. This was very obvious. The 6 major races had received other orders. And this order obviously came from the Angel Clan. In other words, the Angel Clan wanted the Sacred Dragon bloodline to unify the Divine Dragon Clan. This came from the will of the peak races. Who could resist? The Dragon Palace? The Ancestral Dragon bloodline? That was obviously impossible. This Heavenly Plant Demonic Beast Clan, the Ghoul Clan, the Shepherd Clan, the Light Giant Clan, the Light Bug Clan, and the Black Fog Spirit Clan are helping the Sacred Dragon bloodline unify the Divine Dragon Clan. How can the Dragon Palace and the Ancestral Dragon bloodline resist? This is the will of the peak races? The Dragon Palace and the Ancestral Dragon bloodline are completely finished. 6 major races. These are 6 major races. TSK, I really didn't expect that the Sacred Dragon King had convinced the Angel Clan or that the Angel Clan had arranged this. But no matter what, the Divine Dragon Clan is going to be unified by the Sacred Dragon bloodline. Chapter 3555. The 6 major races assisted the Sacred Dragon bloodline to unify the Divine Dragon race. This news quickly spread across the universe's AI. With regards to the unification of the Divine Dragon's bloodline, there were no factions or experts that maintained a doubtful attitude. If it was said that the Sacred Dragon bloodline had wanted to unify the Divine Dragon tribe for the first time, they would have needed a long period of battle. However, this time, the Sacred Dragon bloodline's unification seemed to be a piece of cake to the powerhouses of the various races and factions. That's right, a piece of cake. Because this might be mixed with the will of the peak races. If the Angel race said they would help the Sacred Dragon bloodline unify the Divine Dragon race, who could stop them? No one. The other peak races would not offend the Angel race for this. The unification of the Divine Dragon race might be completed very soon with the arrival of all the experts and disciples. Even now, the Dragon Palace had displayed terrifying strength. Alas, there were too many helpers from the Sacred Dragon bloodline this time. So many that this force could make all factions despair. The 6 major races were the subsidiary races of the Angel race and also the core subsidiary races. None of them was weaker than the Sacred Dragon bloodline. How could the Ancestral Dragon bloodline resist such power? How could the Dragon Palace resist? Even if they joined forces, they could not resist. How could this be? The 6 major races helped the Sacred Dragon bloodline unify the Divine Dragon race? How could this be? What are the Angel race trying to do? Why do they want the Sacred Dragon bloodline to unify the Divine Dragon race? Over at the Ancestral Dragon bloodline, now that the Dragon Palace had erupted with terrifying power, the Ancestral Dragon bloodline benefited the most. They had already begun the migration, all gathered together, and then moved to a place closer to the Dragon Palace. They had even discussed with the Dragon King that after they migrated, both sides would open the teleportation formation. With the Dragon Palace, they were not afraid of the Sacred Dragon bloodline. Even if the Sacred Dragon bloodline had some helpers, they were not afraid at all. But they did not expect that they would have so many helpers this time. One could even see at a glance that the Angel race was completely involved. The 6 major races plus the Sacred Dragon bloodline, even if they joined forces with the Dragon Palace, they would not be a match. There was no way to fight. What should we do? What should we do now? In the virtual space of the universe AI, the 13 peak experts of the ancestral dragon bloodline gathered again to discuss. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. Their faces were very ugly. He had just seen a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel, but he did not expect that it would usher in an even deeper hell. Could it be that we have to surrender? Submit to these dogs of the sacred dragon bloodline? One of the azure dragons could not help but let out a low growl. This power caused them to lose the confidence to resist. If we don't submit, we'll die. They're too strong. Even if our ancestral dragon chief is here, we're still no match for them. What should we do now? The pinnacle experts of the ancestral dragon's bloodline had lost their backbone. In the face of this matter, they were also filled with helplessness. This power wasn't something they could resist. He couldn't block it. If you don't submit, then die. If he submitted, he would still have a chance of survival. If they resisted, the bloodline of the ancestral dragon would bleed like a river. The lives of too many disciples were now in their hands. Their decision would affect the fate of the entire ancestral dragon's bloodline. Let's ask the Dragon King. We'll see what the Dragon King decides on this matter. If the Dragon King says to resist, we'll continue to migrate and form an alliance to resist. I don't believe that the combined strength of us and the Dragon Palace can't resist them. If the Dragon King can't do anything about it, then we, the Golden Dragon King said with a sullen face. The rest of the experts of the ancestral dragon's bloodline frowned and were filled with helplessness. All right. They pondered for a moment and nodded their heads. It would depend on the decision of the Dragon Palace. If the Dragon Palace wanted to resist, then they would resist. If the Dragon Palace surrendered, then they would too. Let me contact the Dragon King. The Golden Dragon King said with a sullen face. However, at this moment Wang Xian had just walked out of a teleportation formation. He did not know about the matters of the universe AI. He did not see the statement from the sacred dragon's bloodline either. However, Wang Xian's universe AI kept sending him urgent news. He could only check it now because he was in the middle of a long-distance teleportation. Taking out the universe AI, Wang Xian first looked at the message from Prime Minister Turtle. When he saw the information above, he was slightly stunned. The 6 major forces wanted to help the sacred dragon's bloodline to unify the divine dragon race. He frowned and looked around. After which, he came to a restaurant. He opened the universe AI and searched for the statement regarding the sacred dragon's bloodline. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. When he saw the messages, he squinted his eyes slightly. Following which, he looked up some information about the 6 major clans. The 6 major clans were the 6 high-level clans that had existed since the beginning of this apocalypse. Each of the clans was extremely powerful. Individually, they were only slightly weaker than the Dragon Palace. At this moment, the Golden Dragon King sent him a message. Wang Xian opened it and took a look. Looking at the messages, he was deep in thought. The 6 major clans and the sacred dragon's bloodline had more than 100 third-order universe sovereigns. The number should be between 120 to 100. This number was absolutely terrifying. It was 5 times that of the Dragon Palace and the ancestral dragon's bloodline. If they were to really fight, they wouldn't be a match for them at all. Not to mention that the Light Clan might be behind them. It's impossible for us to surrender. Wang Xian murmured as he took out the universe AI to search. After nearly a year of travel, Wang Xian was almost at the vicinity of the sacred dragon's bloodline. And the city he was in now belonged to a high-level clan that was open to the public. His eyes flickered as he looked at the surrounding map and slowly narrowed his eyes. Finally, he set his sights on one place. With the current strength of the Dragon Palace, they couldn't withstand the invasion of the 6 major clans and the sacred dragon's bloodline. But if they wanted to invade, even if they flew over, it would probably take more than a year. In other words, the Dragon Palace could improve its strength in this 1 year. And the fastest way to improve their strength was undoubtedly through war. The best way was to kill the experts of the 6 major clans, reduce their strength and increase the strength of the Dragon Palace. Facing the alliance of the 6 major clans, the Dragon Palace and the ancestral dragon's bloodline might be able to withstand it. I can't hesitate anymore. Act now. Killing intent flashed in Wang Xian's eyes. Since the 6 major clans wanted to attack the Dragon Palace would strike first. Not all the subsidiary clans of the Angel Clan were at the Radiance God Mountain. Moreover, the Angel Clan wouldn't let them stay in their territory. The 6 major clans were all around the Radiance God Mountain. Chapter 3556. Among the 6 major races, the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race is the furthest from the Angel race. Moreover, I can directly teleport into the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race's territory from here. Wang Xian murmured to himself as his eyes sparkled. His figure moved and disappeared in an instant. Soon he arrived at the location of a teleportation array and immediately teleported. When he reappeared, he was already in a forest. An incomparably huge forest and huge trees formed a flourishing area. This forest was called the Heaven Plant Forest. The Heaven Plant Forest was incomparably vast, and it was also the base camp of the Heaven Plant Demon Beasts. The Heavenly Plant Forest was not named after the Heavenly Plant Demon Beasts. Instead, the Heavenly Plant Demonic Beasts were named after the Heavenly Plant Forest. The Heavenly Plant Demon Beasts were the kings of this forest. In this one aeon, nearly 20 mutated Heavenly Plant Demon Beasts had been born. The Golden Ring Demonic Beast that was shot to death by the elves was a mutated demonic beast. Speaking of which, Wang Xian had quite a feud with the Heaven Plant Demonic Beasts. Last time, if it wasn't for the elf clan's experts, he might have been injured. Wang Xian appeared in the teleportation formation of this region. This bustling area belonged to the outskirts of the Heaven Plant Beasts territory. This was because the Celestial Botanical Forest had all sorts of wood elemental treasures and many wood elemental desolate beasts. Many wood elemental cultivators would come here to train and search for treasures. Wang Xian scanned the surroundings. All kinds of wood-type creatures were moving around in the surroundings. Among them, the demonic beasts were the most numerous. Plant-type creatures were also classified as demonic beasts. Many trees were running and there were some flowers and grasses. With the concealment of the one-leaf treasure, other experts would only be able to sense that he was an expert with the wood attribute. None of the creatures around him paid any attention to his appearance. Wang Xian walked straight ahead and came to the front of a huge tree. The inside of the tree was hollowed out, and the words "Wine of Life" were written on it. Wang Xian walked in and ordered a bottle of wine and some delicacies unique to this place. Standing on the top of this huge tree, Wang Xian surveyed his surroundings. He then searched on the Universe Intelligence System, but he didn't get much information. Wang Xian took out the Universe AI and contacted Enlai. "Try the Mad 1, Gad 2. Catch X." Dark Ardent quickly replied. With a wave of his arm, he set up a demon spirit altar at the side. A few seconds later, a dozen figures appeared beside Wang Xian. The venomous horned dragon, led by the Yamata no demon fiend, appeared. "Greetings, Dragon King." They looked at Wang Xian and immediately bowed respectfully. "And?" Wang Xian nodded. "Orochi, Demon Sha, you guys should have heard about the news from the sacred dragon lineage, right?" "Dragon King, we have received the news." Yamata no Demon Sha nodded. Now, after obtaining the resources, Demonfian's strength had broken through, reaching the Third Order Universe Sovereign Realm. Behind them were all First and Second Order Universe Lord Realm Venom Horn Dragons. The 6 races want to help the Divine Dragon bloodline deal with us. We must make some preparations. Wang Xian looked at them and said, "This is the territory of the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast Clan. Go and infiltrate the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast Clan. Even if you can't annihilate them, you have to kill a dozen Third Order sovereigns." The eyes of the Yamata no Demon Sha and the rest flickered as they looked around. "Dragon King, leave the task of gathering information to us. We will obtain important information about the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast as soon as possible. Be quick. I'll give you a month to gather information. We will strike immediately after that." Wang Xian instructed them. "Yes, Dragon King." Yamata no Demon Sha answered immediately. They signaled to their subordinates behind them and disappeared immediately. This wasn't the center of the territory of the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast Clan. Wang Xian had already sensed that there weren't many experts around. Therefore no one would discover them. Wang Xian had set the time to attack the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast Clan for a month later, mainly because he was worried that the 6 races and the Sacred Dragon lineage would converge and begin to unify the Divine Dragon Clan. To prevent all the experts from converging, Wang Xian had to launch the attack as soon as possible. He had to catch them off guard. "Enlai, get all the Third Order Universe Sovereigns in the Dragon Palace ready. The battle will commence in a month." Wang Xian instructed Enlai. "Yes, Dragon King." Enlai nodded and disappeared. Wang Xian sat there and took a sip of the specialty wine of the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast Clan. He scanned the surroundings coldly. "Try a Mad 1, Gad 2. If the Heavenly Plants Demonic Beast Clan didn't participate in their war, he wouldn't attack them for no reason. This time I'd like to see who will be the one attacking who. Whoever gets annihilated." He muttered to himself as he sat there quietly waiting for news. Pass the news to the other kings and get them ready. We will gather at the sacred dragon lineage in a month's time. We will march together with the sacred dragon king to unify the divine dragon clan. At this moment, in the center of the heavenly plants forest, there was a huge waterfall in the center of the heavenly plants forest. Below the waterfall was a huge river. The trees here were even taller and towering into the clouds, exuding vitality. Beside the waterfall, there was a tree that was hundreds of thousands of meters tall. In the middle of the tree there were 2 eyes and a mouth. He looked at his subordinates below and ordered plainly, "Yes, chief." Below, a dozen tree ants that were a few meters tall answered immediately. The Heavenly Plants demonic beast clan was led by the chief. However, it was also divided into 12 kings. The 12 kings represented the 12 branches of the Heavenly Plants demonic beast clan. They were a united force. However, they were also different from the 100 Cities Alliance. Their alliance was closer. The chief of the Heavenly Plants demonic beast held the power to decide life and death. The sacred dragon lineage had already made their announcement. Then, it was time to unify the divine dragon clan. This time they only needed the peak experts from each race to go. Moreover, there were 7 races in total. They didn't need all the experts from each race to go. They could gather 83rd Order Universe sovereigns to help unify the divine dragon lineage quickly. The sacred dragon lineage is really useless. The third prince has given them so much support. Yet they still need our help. They are really useless. The chief of the Heavenly Plants demonic beast clan said as his huge body gradually shrunk to a few meters. At the position of the roots, a seed slowly flew in front of him. I wonder when the seed of advancement will be fully nurtured. The chief of the Heavenly Plants demonic beast clan looked at the seed in front of him and muttered, "I hope it can mature before the cataclysm." Chapter 3557. A month was a very short period of time. But within this month, with the abilities of the Venom Horn Dragon and the rest, it was very easy for them to parasitize a first or second order universe lord. However, if it wanted to latch onto a third order sovereign realm expert, it would require a lot of luck. But it was a pity that the 2 of them did not have such luck. There was simply too little time for them to parasitize a third order universe lord. If they were given a few years, they had the confidence to do so. Even so, they managed to latch onto a second-order sovereign realm expert's body within a short month. Of the 2 parasitized experts, one was a son of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe leader. The other was the great elder of the Heaven Plant demonic beasts, who was in charge of everything. The Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe was divided into 12 branches, each under the control of the great elder. Wang Xian stayed in a tavern on the outskirts of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe. Over this month he received a lot of information. He sent all the information to Tianjin and the rest. On the 27th day, the 8 Division de Montfiens received all the information they could. Looking at the information they sent, his eyes flickered. According to the information they received, in 4 days, the Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe leader would personally lead 12 branches, 15 Third Order Universe Lords to the Divine Dragon bloodline. On top of that, there would be 2 Third Order sovereigns guarding the clan. There were also a few Third Order Universe Lords in closed-door cultivation. Unless there was an emergency, they could not be contacted. 4 days later looks like it's the right time. 15 Third Order Universe Lords are gathering together? Wang Xian's eyes lit up when he saw the information. Currently, the Dragon Palace had 20 Third Order sovereigns. The other party had 15 of them in such a short period of time. But for now he, the Water Tentacle King, and Tianjin were enough to deal with all the Third Order Universe Lords of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe. 15 Third Order sovereigns could be killed in no time at all. Move out, this time we will annihilate the Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2. Catch X. After obtaining so much information, Wang Xian's eyes shone with a cold radiance. This time, the possibility of destroying the entire Heaven Plant race was very high. He sat in the restaurant and waited quietly. 3 days later, Enlai appeared before Wang Xian. Go. Wang Xian nodded at him and they disappeared in an instant. When Wang Xian reappeared, he was already at the core area of the Heavenly Plants. Inside a giant tree. Dragon King. Beside him, a tree man bowed respectfully to Wang Xian. And? Wang Xian nodded his head and asked, "How's the situation with Demon Fiend?" Dragon King, there's no problem with the de Montfiens. Once we take action tomorrow, they will immediately destroy all the teleportation formations. They won't be able to send any reinforcements in the short term. Yamada no Orochi, who was parasitizing the celestial plant demonic beast clan's affairs great elder, reported respectfully. Alright, and Lai, bring Tianzhen and the others here. Are you safe here? Wang Xian nodded his head and continued speaking to Yamada no Orochi. Dragon King, don't worry. There won't be any problems. Although this place is very close to the waterfall where the heaven plant demonic beast experts will gather tomorrow, it's 100% safe. No one will suspect anything. Yamada no Orochi said confidently. Wang Xian nodded his head. At this moment, the heaven plant demonic beasts would never have expected that they had already arrived at their homeland. They would never have expected their experts to be parasitized by the experts from the Dragon Palace. The sacred dragon bloodline had just made the announcement slightly more than a month ago. To them, even if the Dragon Palace was really bold and wanted to take revenge on the 6 major races, they would still need more than a year to rush over. Never in their wildest dreams would they have expected Wang Xian to be here a month ago. It was also a coincidence that Wang Xian could strike at the heaven plant demonic beast clan. If he wasn't thinking of hunting the experts and disciples of the sacred dragon bloodline, he wouldn't have the time to do so. He wouldn't have this chance. And Lai disappeared. 10 seconds later, Tianzhen, Roving Heavens, Roving Demon and the rest appeared in front of Wang Xian. Greetings, Dragon King. When they saw Wang Xian, they immediately greeted him respectfully. Everyone retract your aura. Don't get discovered. We'll strike in 10 hours. Yamada no Orochi, take out the map. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, catch X, said Wang Xian to them. Yes. Yamada no Orochi nodded his head. With a wave of his arm, the map of this region appeared before everyone. Yamada no Orochi explained to them one by one. We'll strike tomorrow. Tianzhen, you set up the trapping array first. Each of you will take on one of them. I'll hunt them down one by one. Wang Xian said to them after Yamada no Orochi finished. The experts from the Dragon Palace nodded their heads with murderous intent in their eyes. Wait quietly. We still have a high chance of annihilating them. Wang Xian smiled. More than 10 hours passed. In just the blink of an eye, Yamada no Orochi walked out and monitored all the news. At the side of the waterfall, the leader of the heaven plant demonic beast clan transformed into a towering tree and rooted himself there. More than 10 hours later, figures flew over one by one. Each of them exuded a powerful aura. The experts from the heaven plant demonic beast clan belonged to the plant-type demonic beast clan. Each of them looked different from the ordinary experts from the heaven plant demonic beast clan. They were all mutated heaven plant demonic beasts. Because of the mutation, they possessed talents and bloodlines that weren't any weaker than the pinnacle races. However, such mutation could only be encountered by chance. In the entire heaven plant demonic beast clan, there were only over 20 mutated demonic beasts in the entire heaven plant forest. One should know that the number of demonic beasts in the entire heaven plant forest was terrifying. One by one, the experts from the heaven plant demonic beast clan flew over and landed beside the leader of the heaven plant demonic beast clan. Leader. They greeted him respectfully. We'll set off immediately after everyone arrives. The leader of the heaven plant demonic beast clan shrunk his body gradually as he spoke plainly. Leader, the 6 major races don't need to send so many experts to unify the divine dragon clan. Each race only needs to send 10 experts. A tree man with white branches said plainly. From his words, it was clear that he didn't care about the divine dragon lineage. Just in case the Dragon Palace doesn't seem weak. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace could easily kill the son of the Dragon Saint who possessed 2 inborn cardinal treasures. The leader of the heaven plant demonic beast clan said plainly. Chapter 3558. The primordial cardinal treasure in Sun Xinglong's hands does not truly belong to him. Sun Xinglong's strength is much weaker than you, clan leader. A heaven plant demonic beast expert said indifferently. Sun Xing is not as strong as me. However, the Dragon King of Dragon Palace should be much stronger than me. The heaven plant demonic beast's clan leader said. He acknowledged the strength of the Dragon Palace's Dragon King. The ancestral dragon lineage is in a state of disunity now. After killing the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, I reckon the Divine Dragon clan will be unified. It will be too easy for us 6 clans to unite. I'm interested in the corpses of purebred divine dragons. Let's see if I can collect the corpse of a purebred divine dragon this time. The peak experts of the heaven plant demonic beast clan spoke. It wasn't too important to help the sacred dragon bloodline unify the divine dragon clan. The main reason was that they were too strong. This time, with 70 to 83rd order sovereigns, wouldn't it be a piece of cake? So. While they were talking, the peak experts of the heaven plant demonic beasts arrived. In less than half an hour, the 14 pinnacle experts had all arrived. Including the heaven plant demonic beast clan leader, there were a total of 15. But the moment the 15 experts arrived, a piece of news had already reached Wang Xian's side. Wang Xian and the rest collected their thoughts and walked out from the giant tree. The giant tree was very close to the heaven plant's demon beast patriarch and the other 15 experts. It was merely a distance of 10 million kilometers. To experts of their level, this distance could be covered in a split second. Wang Xian's dragon eyes flickered. He locked his gaze on the leader of the heaven plant's demonic beasts in the middle and revealed a cold smile. He wanted to help the sacred dragon bloodline unify the divine dragon clan? Since you're courting death, I'll annihilate you all today. Crush. The endless saint wings appeared on his back. The experts of Dragon Palace behind him were stunned. Buzz. At this moment, a piece of news came from the devil fiend. All the teleportation arrays had been destroyed. Do it. Wang Xian let out a deep roar. He flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and moved instantly. The target was the leader of the heaven plant demonic beast. At the same time, the water tentacle king Lingling and Dark Ghost's avatar appeared at his side. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, catch X. His speed instantly reached its peak. Behind him, the experts of Dragon Palace also broke out in an instant. Only the heavenly array began to set up array formations to prevent them from escaping. Alright, everyone is here. Let's go. At the front, the heaven plant's tribe leader saw that everyone was present and said. However, before he could finish his sentence, he felt a great fear envelop him completely. He felt a chill in his heart as he sensed death approaching. Not good. He hurriedly looked forward and his face was filled with fear. His entire body emitted green light and the power of light. A fresh flower appeared above his head. Pooh! But in the next moment, Wang Xian's dragon claw pierced through it. A destructive power filled his body, and his life force was instantly extinguished. Bam! However, when Wang Xian felt that he had killed the leader of the heaven plant's demon beasts in an instant, he frowned slightly. It was supposed to be a corpse, but it turned out to be a piece of wood. He had actually escaped a calamity. There's a life-saving treasure. He frowned slightly, but his movements didn't stop. Instead, he turned and attacked a pinnacle heaven plant demon beast expert. His speed was still horrifying. The group of pinnacle heaven plant demon beasts obviously hadn't reacted in time. Boom. That pinnacle heaven plant demon beast expert who was attacked by Wang Xian felt threatened. His expression changed drastically, and thorns formed into layers of defense. Swoosh. However, Wang Xian wasn't the only one who attacked this time. The water tentacle king on his shoulder also struck instantly. Wang Xian's 5 elements grindstone also blasted towards him. No. That pinnacle heaven plant demon beast expert felt the horrifying attack and screamed in horror. Rumble. However, he couldn't dodge it all as all kinds of attacks landed on him. However, what surprised Wang Xian was that when the destructive energy landed on him, his life force vanished rapidly. After the attack, a seed was left on his body. This seed hurriedly fled to the side. They sure have a lot of life-saving techniques. He wasn't sure if he was unlucky, or the experts of the heaven plant demon beast race had too many life-saving techniques. Try, a Mad 1, Gad 2. The leader of the heaven plant's demonic beasts and this expert had both dodged his sure kill attack. Kill him. How dare he attack the territory of our heaven plant demon beast race? Kill him. At this time, all the experts of the heaven plant demon beast race reacted and roared ferociously. Swoosh. Who is it? How dare you barge into our territory? You must be tired of living. At the location of the waterfall, a towering tree slowly emerged from it. Its huge face and pupils stared at Wang Xian as it roared furiously. You're dead. He was the leader of the heaven plant demon beast race who had escaped with his life-saving treasure. At this moment, he stared at Wang Xian with fear and anger as he roared ferociously. If it wasn't for his powerful treasure, he would have been killed. Who was the other party? How dare he attack the territory of the heaven plant demon beast race? Who was courting death? They were a subsidiary race of the angel race. TSK, leader of the heaven plant demon beast race, I didn't expect you to have life-saving techniques. Didn't you want to help the sacred dragon bloodline? Today the Dragon Palace will annihilate you. Wang Xian saw the leader of the heaven plant demon beast race appear again with cold killing intent in his eyes. Swoosh. As he spoke, he flapped his unbeginning saint wings and continued to attack the leader of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race. He wanted to see how many life-saving treasures the other party had. Dragon Palace? Why is it the Dragon Palace? Damn it, kill them. The leader of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race was in disbelief when he heard Wang Xian. He roared furiously when he saw the other party charging towards him at a terrifying speed. Today the Dragon Palace will annihilate the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race. However, as soon as he finished speaking, he was greeted by the murderous voices of the experts from Dragon Palace. The group of experts from the Dragon Palace charged over. What? Why are there so many experts charging over? Where's the defense of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race? How did they get in? Over a dozen pinnacle experts from the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race were shocked when they saw this. How did the group of experts from the Dragon Palace charge over? They didn't sense it at all. Chapter 3559, Damn it! The group of Third-Order sovereigns stared at the experts from the Dragon Palace in shock. Looking at the dozens of Third-Order sovereigns from Dragon Palace, they were extremely embarrassed. Dragon Palace had already reached their lair, and they didn't even realize it. Kill? Wang Xian continued to lock on to the leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts as he barked coldly. The power of wind and lightning erupted from the unbeginning sacred wings. Attack! This is the territory of Heaven Plant's demon beast. Given our strength, we can definitely defend. The leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts was on high alert when he saw Wang Xian charging towards him again. He roared loudly and a branch stretched out from his body. On this branch there was a dazzling radiance leaf. This leaf contained terrifying power. To the leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts, he was killed in an instant because of a sneak attack. Now that he had taken out his innate cardinal treasure and was in his complete form, even if he wasn't a match for the Dragon King, he could at least spar with him. That dazzling leaf shone brightly, and densely packed radiance leaves appeared in the surroundings. These radiance leaves attacked Wang Xian directly. Even though Wang Xian was fast, he was still locked on. Dragon King, leave it to me. However, the leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts had underestimated this. The King of Water tentacles on Wang Xian's shoulder moved and charged towards the inborn cardinal treasure, the radiant leaf. Swish! Her entire body turned into a ball of seawater and enveloped the leaves. The seawater enveloped the radiance leaf completely. Wang Xian continued to attack the leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts. What? The leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts was stunned to see his innate cardinal treasure being blocked by a demonic beast. He hurriedly waved the branches on his body to resist. However, the attack of the Water Tentacle King wasn't blocked. Instead, it covered the branch. What the hell is this? The leader of Heaven Plant's demon beasts was shocked to see this terrifying attack and couldn't help but scream in horror. At this time, the 5 elements grindstone flew out from Wang Xian's body and shrouded the sky above the leader. Try, a mad 1, Gad 2. Catch X. The great grindstone of 5 elements grew larger and completely covered it. Above it, the 5 divine dragons let out furious roars. Not good. Sensing this terrifying pressure, the Heaven Plant Tribe Patriarch's expression changed drastically, and his eyes were filled with fear. The 5 elements grindstone gave him the threat of death. Crash. At this moment, Wang Xian dashed in front of him again with his arms transformed into dragon claws. A huge dragon claw struck towards his body. Get lost. The leader of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast tribe had a drastic change in expression as he roared with a hideous look. Countless vines shot towards Wang Xian. One by one the branches attacked. Around Wang Xian the Tai Chi dragon board appeared. As the Tai Chi dragon coil spun, the branches landed on it, but the Tai Chi dragon coil did not move at all. On the contrary, a terrifying backlash caused the branches to wither rapidly. Ah! A painful howl came from the mouth of the Heaven Plant race's patriarch. At this moment, Wang Xian's dragon claw landed on the main trunk of his body and sank into it. The destructive force of the 5 elements was dissolving his vitality. No, no! The Heaven Plant Tribe patriarch could feel his body disappearing, and he screamed in horror. Instant kill. It was another instant kill. Previously, he thought it was because he was caught off guard and killed in an instant. This time, he was still killed in an instant even though he had made all the preparations. His strength wasn't weak among the Third Order Universe sovereigns. Especially when he had an inborn cardinal treasure. And he was still killed in an instant. Just how strong was the Dragon King? Die. The energy from Wang Xian's body surged towards the body of the Heaven Plant Tribe patriarch. His body started to wither rapidly. His vitality was disappearing rapidly. Soon, his vitality was completely gone, leaving behind a humongous corpse. However, just as the vitality of the Heaven Plant Tribe Patriarch was disappearing, he sensed a seed awakening in the depths of the waterfall not far away. On this seed, there were traces of weak wind and lightning power remaining. This was the power of the unbeginning sacred wings. Oh, he still has a life-saving technique? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow. However, this life-saving technique only retained a sliver of hope for revival. It wasn't the revival that avoided the fatal blow. Try, a mad one, Gad 2, catch X. What? Tribe leader? Tribe leader was killed again. The strength of this Dragon King is terrifying. We are no match for him. At this time in the surroundings, the remaining peak experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race felt their patriarch being killed again, and all of them trembled. Their tribe leader was killed again. Killed in an instant again. How could the strength of this Dragon King be so terrifying? Facing such strength, how could they resist? Run, run. All the peak experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race prepared to flee immediately. The strength of the Dragon King was too terrifying. However, at this moment, just as they were about to escape, the entire sky started to change color. 9 colored auspicious clouds appeared in the sky above them out of nowhere. These auspicious clouds reflected some rays of light. These auspicious clouds reflected some light and scattered over this space. Oh no, they have sorcerers, powerful sorcerers. Seeing the sudden appearance of the 9 colored auspicious clouds and sensing the changes in the surrounding space, their expressions changed drastically. At this moment, a blood-curdling scream was heard. This scream caused the peak experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race to tremble once more. They hurriedly looked to the side. At the side, a creepy black and white figure had pierced through one of their companions. And in front of their companion, there was a creepy dragon that was giving off a strange and bewildering aura. She had a human body and a dragon tail, giving off a creepy vibe. Her long wavy hair was exceptionally beautiful, and every move she made could tug at one's soul. She had a pair of black and red eyes. When they looked at each other, it was extremely creepy. This was the Black Dragon. The Black Dragon was born from the corpse of a unique and creepy ancestral sorcerer in the Dragon Palace. This ancestral sorcerer was known as the creator by the Snake Lady that Wang Xian had saved previously. Subsequently, 1,000 dolphins were transformed into black dragons. Currently, the Dragon Palace had 1,000 black dragons, and the leader of the Black Spider Lilies. Standing in front of the Heaven Plant Tribe expert was the leader of the Black Spider Lilies. With the Black Spider Lilies, the Black Spider Lilies and Roving Demon easily killed a Third Order Universe Sovereign expert. The Black Dragon is really strong and creepy on the battlefield. If I had known, I would have increased her strength in advance. Wang Xian looked over and muttered to himself. Chapter 3560, SSS. The leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast was killed. Another pinnacle expert was killed. The remaining 12 Third Order Sovereigns drew in a breath of cold air. Their faces were filled with astonishment. Run for your life. The 12 peak Heaven Plant Demonic Beasts released a terrifying aura as they quickly fled into the distance. Hee, none of you can escape today. Wang Xian's eyes were cold. He flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and locked onto a pinnacle Heaven Plant Demonic Beast as he attacked. No. That pinnacle Heaven Plant Demonic Beast sensed Wang Xian charging towards him. His face was filled with despair as he roared. However, all his roars were futile. Wang Xian dashed to his front in an instant, grabbed his body with his dragon claws and killed him instantly. With the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon coil, Wang Xian didn't even need to use Dark Ghost's doppelganger and Lingling's power to kill opponents of the same level, especially those without innate cardinal treasures. In an instant, 15 Third Order Sovereigns from the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race. 1 was severely injured and escaped with a treasure. 3 were killed. 1 of them was their leader. The other 11 pinnacle Heaven Plant Demonic Beast experts were filled with despair when they saw this scene. The powerful sorcerers from Dragon Palace had sealed the surroundings. They couldn't return to their divine kingdom instantly. Under the siege of the experts from Dragon Palace, they didn't have the ability to escape, especially the Dragon King of Dragon Palace. His strength was simply too horrifying. Instant kill of the same level. Who would be able to withstand it? But at this moment they couldn't just stand there and wait for death. They could only desperately resist. Next. After killing another one, Wang Xian immediately moved on to the next one. Originally, the experts from Dragon Palace outnumbered the Heaven Plant demonic beasts. Now that they were killed one after another, it became a situation of 2 against 1. No. Save me. Another pinnacle expert from the Heaven Plant demonic beast clan was locked on by Wang Xian. That expert roared in despair. They couldn't hide or escape. There was only death. This was something that made them feel despair. BFFF. Wang Xian's dragon claws pierced through again. Another one was killed. Try, a mad one, Gad 2. However, after killing a few more, Wang Xian realized that he could sense a weak energy at the bottom of the waterfall. That was the energy left behind by seeking enemies in the void. This energy was very weak. This caused him to have some guesses. Boom boom boom. Just as Wang Xian was about to launch an attack on the next pinnacle expert of the Heaven Plant demonic beast clan, a rumbling sound came from the surroundings. This roar was the warning of the Heaven Plant demonic beasts. The commotion here attracted the attention of all the Heaven Plant tribe experts. Someone is invading our race. Kill the invaders. There are actually enemies invading the center of our race. Kill kill kill. Heaven Plant Demon Beast Corps prepare. Roars could be heard coming from outside. At the same time, 2 gigantic trees soared into the sky from 2 different locations. They were all Third Order Universe sovereigns. He was also an expert of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race that had stayed behind to guard the race. They looked over and sensed the terrifying aura. Their expressions changed slightly. Patriarch. They roared angrily and charged straight at him. I'll leave this to you. Wang Xian saw the 2 pinnacle experts of the Heaven Plant demonic beast race and his eyes shone brightly. He roared, flapped his unbeginning saint wings, and instantly flew towards the Third Order Universe sovereign expert on the right. The other party was flying over, and behind him, a group of Heaven Plant demonic beast sovereigns and above followed. Their aura was extremely terrifying. It contained boundless killing intent. There was actually an enemy invading their territory, courting death. However, at this moment, the group of Heaven Plant demonic beast race experts felt a terrifying attack coming towards them. The Third Order Universe sovereign expert at the front narrowed his eyes, and his face was filled with caution. Your speed is still too slow. All of a sudden, a voice rang in his ears. When the Third Order sovereign realm expert heard the voice, his pupils shrank. BFFF. However, death followed closely. He did not even have time to react and did not even look at Wang Xian's figure. Instant kill. Try, a mad one, Gad 2. After killing them, Wang Xian waved his arm and sent the 5 elements grindstone towards the group of experts who were at least at the Universe Dominator realm. Not good. What's this? Our Patriarch Elder was killed. Horrified voices rang out, and they quickly stopped in their tracks as they screamed in fear. However, very quickly, screams rang out and some did not even make a sound. Break the surrounding array quick. At this moment, on the battlefield beside the waterfall, the group of Heaven Plant demonic beast race experts saw their clansmen coming to rescue them, and immediately shouted. On the left, the other Third Order Sovereign Realm expert who had come to provide support heard the commotion, and his expression changed drastically. Hold on. He roared and prepared to attack the array. However, suddenly, his body tensed up and he quickly looked ahead. When he saw another Third Order Universe Sovereign Realm comrade who came to help was killed in an instant, he was dumbfounded. Killed in an instant. An expert of the same level as him was killed in an instant. His gaze swept to the center of the battlefield. When he saw the corpses, his body trembled violently. Quick, break the array. An anxious voice came from the center of the battlefield. I'll break it. That Third Order Universe Sovereign expert saw this scene, and his eyes widened, and his heart trembled violently. Without any hesitation, he turned to flee. This invading enemy was too terrifying, and even a Third Order Universe Sovereign expert who came to help was killed in an instant. If he went over, he would be sending himself to his death. Today, the Dragon Palace will annihilate your Heaven Plant demonic beast race, and none of you will escape. Right at this moment, a voice entered his ears, and it caused his expression to change drastically. Hualala. His huge body moved and countless branches turned into a terrifying attack, attacking the rear indiscriminately. But to his horror, he sensed a horrifying figure and strange divine dragon treasures revolving around him. All of his attacks had been blocked. At the same time, he felt a strange energy and it was devouring his body. What kind of enemy was this? Chapter 3561. Wang Xian flew at high speed hunting. The dragon claw reaped the life of another third-order sovereign realm expert. No one in the same realm could withstand a single strike from him. Not good, the 2 town elders are dead, the town elders are dead. The opponent is so strong, so terrifying. Urgent alarms rang throughout the sky above the heaven plant demonic beast race. Countless experts flew over to eliminate the invading enemies. However, before they could rush over, their clan's guardian elder, a third-order sovereign realm expert from their heaven plant demonic beast cosmos, was killed in an instant. And 2 of them. How could they resist such a terrifying enemy? The group of heaven plant demonic beast race experts who came to support looked at the corpses of their elders and were enraged. At the same time they were shocked. Some were horrified. The ones who invaded them were the Dragon Palace. How could their strength be so terrifying? Annihilate the entire heaven plant demonic beast race. Since they want to kill us, we'll make them disappear from the universe. Wang Xian instantly killed the 2 third-order universe sovereigns who came to help and shouted to the surroundings. Yes, Dragon King. The Yamada no Demon Sha and the others who had been hiding in the surroundings all this while roared. Wang. At the same time, experts from the Dragon Palace appeared at the huge tree that Wang Xian and the rest had rushed over from. There were a total of 500 experts from the Dragon Palace. These 500 experts were all above the Universe Lord level. In the current Dragon Palace, there were over 700 experts above the Universe Lord level. This time there were 500 of them. Kill, annihilate the heaven plant demonic beast race. After Enlai brought them over, the group of purebred divine dragons and pinnacle dragon species charged towards the heaven plant demonic beast race experts. The witch dragons started to set up arrays around them to prevent them from escaping, or they used special methods to lock onto their aura so that they could hunt them down after they escaped. The purebred divine dragons roared and transformed into their divine dragon forms, charging towards the heaven plant demonic beast army. The strange thorny dragon species, the arrow dragon species with terrifying killing abilities. There were also the unpredictable mystic dragons, the berserk dragons, and so on. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2. Catch, X. The peak-level dragons began to wreak havoc in the heaven plant monster race. The 5 elements grindstone did not require Wang Xian's control as it rapidly hunted down second-order universe sovereigns. A 5 elements river of annihilation could clear a space at a terrifying speed. In this space, all the heaven plant demonic beast experts instantly died. Even a second-order sovereign realm expert wouldn't be able to withstand it. The 5 elements grindstone strength was enough to fight against 3 third-order sovereigns. The Dragon Palace is so powerful. Run. Where are the patriarchs and the others? Where are our ancestors? The strength of the Dragon Palace is terrifying. We are no match for them. Run. The group of universe ruler-level powerhouses fled into the distance, their faces filled with fear. The 2 town elders were instantly killed. A terrifying millstone was slaughtering them. Now, another 500 universe rulers and above had appeared. Without the help of the patriarchs and the other peak experts of the clan, they would only be slaughtered. He didn't even have the strength to resist. Don't let them escape. Kill. The group of experts from the Dragon Palace unleashed their terrifying strength. The 9 wind divine dragons charged at the fastest speed towards the heaven plant monster army. Wang Xian scanned the surroundings with a cold look in his eyes. His gaze once again fell on the battlefield beside the waterfall. Over there were 10 third-order sovereigns resisting with all their might. When they fought with all their might, it would be difficult for the group of experts from the Dragon Palace to eliminate them. However, the third-order universe sovereign who was attacked by the Aqua Tentacle King was already gravely injured and about to be slaughtered. Wang Xian flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and rejoined the battlefield. That Dragon King is here again. When they saw Wang Xian charging towards them again, their faces were filled with despair. 2 experts who came to support were instantly killed by him. What else could they use to resist? To them, the strength of the Dragon King was almost as terrifying as a true universe ruler. I'll kill you first. Wang Xian flew to the front of the nearest pinnacle heaven plant demonic beast and charged over at a terrifying speed. He ignored the blanket attack and charged over. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2. That pinnacle expert from the heaven plant demon beast clan was in despair when he saw Wang Xian dashing towards him. Dragon King of Dragon Palace, the lords of the angel clan will not let you off. They will not let you off. He roared unwillingly. His roar ended and so did his life. Angels. Wang Xian snorted coldly. If he had the strength to do so one day, he would definitely send the angel clan to their graves. Die. This is the price you have to pay for destroying our dragon palace. Wang Xian charged towards the other pinnacle experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan. There were no changes in the following battles. Wang Xian rushed over and killed one instantly. The last 10 peak experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race. He was easily killed. After the Dragon Palace experts were freed, they immediately flew to the surroundings. They began to wantonly kill the experts and disciples of the Heaven Plant Beasts. Under the attack of the 5 elements grindstone, the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan, which was already defeated by the 500 experts of the Dragon Palace, became even more miserable. They fled frantically in all directions. After Wang Xian killed the last Third Order Universe Sovereign, he hovered above the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan and scanned the surroundings. Hee. A smile appeared on his face. It was a perfect battle. 17 Third Order Sovereigns were killed in a row. Of course, one escaped. However, his corpse and all his energy were left behind. He escaped using a secret technique. He should have escaped back to his own holy kingdom. Next, the Heavenly Array could curse him to death. As for the other 16 Third Order Universe Sovereigns, they did not really die. When he sensed a trace of energy from the leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan appearing at the waterfall, Wang Xian had a guess. He looked at the waterfall and his eyes shone brightly. Without a doubt, the experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan had all been resurrected there. Of course, their resurrection should be with the help of the Grotto Heaven and Blessed Land. There were many kinds of Grotto Heaven and Blessed Land, and they possessed all sorts of powerful abilities. Wang Xian had seen Grotto Heaven and Blessed Land that could resurrect. Moreover, it was occupied by the Dragon Palace. Chapter 3562. The place that the Dragon Palace had occupied previously had the Resurrection Tablet. The Resurrection Tablet could resurrect the dead. The Heaven Plant Demon Beast race should have a similar Grotto Heaven. He looked at the waterfall with a cold smile. Although all the pinnacle experts of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race had been killed, they had been resurrected. As long as they were given sufficient resources, they could return to their pinnacle realm. It won't be that easy to resurrect. Wang Xian moved and immediately flew towards the waterfall. Boom. The waterfall was extremely high, and the depth of the water below was terrifying. When Wang Xian flew over, the waterfall flowed backward. The accumulated waterfall technique flowed towards the surroundings rapidly. The water below the waterfall flowed towards the surroundings rapidly. Soon there was no water stain at the bottom of the waterfall. In the deepest part of the cave halfway down there was a hole. The hole was 1,000 meters wide and was covered by a layer of energy. However, at this moment there were more than 30 seeds in the hole. These seeds shone with light, and above the races, there were floating illusory figures. The shadows flickered. At the front, the shadow was absorbing all sorts of energy to recover its weakened body. At this moment, the shadow at the front noticed the changes in the waterfall and was shocked. Chief, we've been discovered. At the back, the group of shadows also sensed it. Their expressions changed drastically as they spoke. Even if we've been discovered, the defense of our Grotto Heaven can only be broken by attacks from the Universe Lord Realm. Before the chief could speak, a shadow at the side spoke in a deep voice. Swish. At the front, the chief of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race waved his arm and a Universe AI flew towards him. Swish. At this moment, Wang Xian's figure appeared in everyone's sight. Who would have expected the Heaven Plant Demon Beast race to have such a treasured land that could resurrect so many living beings? Wang Xian came to the front of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast's Grotto Heaven. Through the Azure Energy Shield he could see more than 30 shadows. Beneath these illusory figures were seeds. Clearly, this was their method of resurrection. Try a mad one, Gad 2. Catch X. But they all looked abnormally weak. Dragon Palace's Dragon King, you actually dared to exterminate our Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan. Our Angel Clan's elders will not let you off. Just wait for your death. The phantom of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan's patriarch trembled and roared with a cold expression. Hee. Upon hearing his words, Wang Xian sneered, the first to perish will be your Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan. Aha, you want to destroy us? As long as we are still here, the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race will not perish. You want to destroy us? Dream on. The leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beasts roared with a sinister expression. Although their Heaven Plant Demon Beasts were destroyed, they were not dead. As long as they didn't die, the Heaven Plant Demonic Beasts would be able to return to their peak. However, this time, the blow to their Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race was very, very huge. Countless experts, disciples and resources were all plundered by the Dragon Palace. Only when the Dragon Palace was destroyed could they vent their hatred. Hee wishful thinking? Heaven plant demonic beast race, this is the price you have to pay for going against the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone appeared in his hand. He injected energy into it and smashed it at the defensive shield in front of him. Boom. A terrifying collision sound was heard. However, the attack of the 5 elements grindstone didn't break the defensive shield. This made him raise his eyebrows slightly. You can't break the defensive shield of our grotto heaven and blessed land. I'll watch your Dragon Palace perish. When the leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan saw the grotto heaven and blessed land withstanding Wang Xian's attack easily, he roared with a hideous expression. He switched on the Universe AI and immediately reported the situation to the experts from the Angel Clan and the Sacred Dragon bloodline. This time, they were annihilated by the Dragon Palace because of the Sacred Dragon bloodline. Naturally, they had to come and help them out. Do you really think I can't do anything to you? Wang Xian revealed a sarcastic expression as he looked to the sky. Dragon King. Enlai appeared beside Wang Xian as he looked at the grotto heaven and blessed land in front of him. Yes, Dragon King. Enlai nodded his head and disappeared instantly. The next moment, he disappeared and appeared beside the leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan. Hi everyone. I'm coming in. Enlai looked at them and greeted them with a smile. Try a mad one, Gad 2. At this moment, the leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan and the rest were staring at Wang Xian with hatred and anger. They were stunned to see Enlai coming in. What's going on? How did he come in? What's going on? Enlai quickly set up a devil soul sacrificial altar before disappearing and appearing beside Wang Xian. Soon, while they were still in a state of confusion, Enlai brought Wang Xian in. I'm here again. Enlai continued with a smile. The leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan and the rest trembled violently when they saw Enlai and Wang Xian coming in again. I'll let your Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan perish first. Wang Xian stared at them. He said with a sarcastic expression. Soul assimilation. He waved his arm and performed the soul assimilation on the leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan. The weakened leader of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan flashed and entered Wang Xian's body. All the information about him was transmitted into Wang Xian's mind. No. Give us a chance. We're willing to submit. We're willing. Don't kill us. At this moment, all the experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan broke down completely. When they were killed just now, they knew they still had a chance to revive. But now, once they died, they would really die. They didn't want to die. The experts of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan wanted to beg for mercy. What's the use of keeping you? Wang Xian looked at them with disdain and performed the soul assimilation art one by one. Soon more than 30 shadows dissipated. This also meant that the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast clan was completely annihilated. Wang Xian waved his arm and a wave of energy landed on the ground. The protective shield in front of him gradually disappeared. He looked at a stone tree in the middle. This stone tree was connected to the ground and was the core of this paradise. There were more than a dozen dazzling races on the stone tree. As long as one injected their blood essence into these seeds, they could revive through these races after death. Wang Xian walked over to take a look. After confirming that he couldn't take it away, he moved and flew to the side. It's time to harvest. Chapter 3563. The Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast Race, along with the death of the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast Race, represented the extinction of the entire race. The experts of Dragon Palace started to harvest the resources of the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast Race. The resources of a powerful high-level race were extremely terrifying. Only the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast Race is left. Where are they? Not here yet? At the same time, in a palace of the Sacred Dragon bloodline, the experts of the 5 races had all gathered. They were the subsidiary races of the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast Race, so it was easy to rush over. They directly used the transfer array to reach the Angel Race's location. Then they would arrive at the Sacred Dragon bloodline. In terms of time, if they wanted to rush over, they would only need 10 minutes. Now, the Ghoul Eaters, Shepherd Gods, Giant of Light, Light Bugs and Black Fog Spirit Race's third-order sovereigns had arrived. Only the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast Race had yet to arrive. Everyone please calm down. Brother Heaven Plant Demonic Beasts must have been delayed by a small matter. Let me ask Brother Heaven Plant Demonic Beasts. The Sacred Dragon King said with a smile when he saw the experts of the various races rushing him. He took out the Universe AI and opened it. When he opened it, he saw a message from the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader. Because he was greeting the experts of the 5 races, he did not check the message on the Universe AI. Now that he saw it was a message from the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader, he immediately opened it. What? When he saw the message from the leader of the Heaven Plant demonic beasts, he immediately sat up from his throne, his face revealing an expression of incomparable shock. What's wrong? Around them, the powerful cultivators of the 5 major tribes were also shocked to see the Holy Dragon King's pale expression. At their level of cultivation, there were very few things that could make them so shocked. How is this possible? How is this possible? Sacred Dragon King could not help but roar, his expression changed drastically. This caused the surrounding experts to frown and look at him. The Heaven Plant's demonic beast race was invaded by the Dragon Palace. Including the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader, they were all killed and revived through the Blessed Land. The Heaven Plant's demonic beast race is almost annihilated. The Holy Dragon King's growl continued. His words stunned all the powerful cultivators of the 5 major tribes. Their faces were filled with shock. How is this possible? Why did the Dragon Palace suddenly attack the Heaven Plant demonic beast race? How could it destroy a Heaven Plant demon beast? The patriarch of the Black Fog Spirit clan stood up instantly and asked in shock. The relationship between the Black Fog Spirit clan and the Heaven Plant Demon Beast clan was relatively close, so the leader of the Black Fog Spirit clan knew the strength of the Heaven Plant Demon Beast clan very well. But now, the Heaven Plant demonic beasts were suddenly annihilated? They were a powerful high-level race that had existed for more than 20 billion years. How could they be destroyed so easily? This is a message from the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader. I'm sending him a message now, but I haven't received any reply. The Holy Dragon King's expression changed as he spoke. His gaze swept across all the powerful cultivators of the 5 major tribes. The Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader probably wouldn't spread such news. Come, let's head over immediately. Alright, let's head over to the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race immediately. The powerful cultivators of the 5 major tribes didn't hesitate. They immediately stood up and flew out. The Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader wouldn't spread such news recklessly. Since he sent such a message, it proved that something had definitely happened to the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race. This shocked all of them. Did the Dragon Palace really annihilate the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race? They arrived at the teleportation portal of the Sacred Dragon bloodline and immediately vanished. The next moment, they arrived at a radiant sacred mountain. There was a teleportation portal that led directly to the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race. However, when they arrived, Archangel Gabriel stood in front of the teleportation portal with a slight frown. Greetings, Archangel Gabriel. The Holy Dragon King and the rest greeted Archangel Gabriel respectfully when they saw him. The other side of the teleportation portal has been destroyed. Archangel Gabriel looked at them and said, Destroyed? The Holy Dragon King and the rest turned grim when they heard that. The spirit tablet of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader has been broken. He's completely dead. Let's teleport to the Black Fog Spirit tribe first before heading over to investigate. Archangel Gabriel said as he stepped into a teleportation portal at the side. The Heaven Plant's demonic beast race leader is completely dead? The Holy Dragon King and the rest trembled violently when they heard that. They immediately followed closely behind. When they arrived at the Black Fog Spirit tribe, Archangel Gabriel flapped his wings and wrapped around the Holy Dragon King and the rest of the experts. They immediately flew towards the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race. As the distance was too far, even if it was Archangel Gabriel or an expert at the Universe Lord Realm, they would still need 4 days to arrive. However, by the time they arrived, Wang Xian and the experts from the Dragon Palace had already harvested all the resources of the Heaven Plant demonic beasts, including the Universe God Nation that belonged to the disciples of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast race. They were all thrown into the Dragon Palace. This was not a small project and it took 2 days. It's almost done. Enlai, set up some demonic spiritual altars in the surroundings so that we can teleport here instantly. Let's go back. Wang Xian instructed Enlai. He swept his gaze across the disciples of the Dragon Palace and spoke with a smile. Yes, Dragon King. The rest of the experts from the Dragon Palace nodded their heads excitedly as their figures gradually disappeared. The next moment, Wang Xian appeared in the Dragon Palace. Prime Minister Turtle, clean up the spoils of war this time and bring over the precious ones. Wang Xian immediately ordered Prime Minister Turtle when he arrived at the Dragon King Hall. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle responded immediately. The harvest this time is definitely not small. It will increase the number of Third Order Universe Lords in the Dragon Palace by more than 20. Wang Xian sat on the dragon throne with a smile on his face. He took out the Universe Smart Computer and looked at the hottest news. The corner of his mouth curved slightly. Currently, the 6 major races had decided to assist the Sacred Dragon bloodline to unify the Divine Dragon tribe. This was still the hottest topic. All the experts from the various races and forces were discussing when the Sacred Dragon bloodline would strike. They were discussing how the Dragon Palace and the Sacred Dragon bloodline would resist. However, this time, no one was optimistic about the Dragon Palace and the Sacred Dragon bloodline. This was because this time, it was the alliance of the 6 major races. It was the will of the Light Clan. It was the orders of the Light Clan. How could the Dragon Palace and the ancestral dragon bloodline resist the orders of a pinnacle race? Chapter 3564. Seems like you are not optimistic about Dragon Palace and the ancestral dragon bloodline. In that case, let me give you a surprise. Wang Xian smiled as he read about the 6 major races assisting the Sacred Dragon bloodline to unify the Divine Dragon bloodline. He took out the Universe AI and immediately posted a message. This message was accompanied by a series of pictures. These pictures were the corpses of the experts of the Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race, as well as the scene of their annihilation. He posted it in the name of the Dragon Palace. When Wang Xian posted the message, it immediately caused a huge commotion. In fact, the entire chaotic continent was in an uproar. As there had been a lot of news about the Dragon Palace in the past 1,000 years, many experts and disciples were paying attention to the account on the Universe AI. When they saw the information and pictures of the Dragon Palace, all of them were dumbfounded. Dragon Palace. The Heavenly Plants Demon Beasts, Ghoul Eaters, God Shepherds, Giant of Light, Light Bugs and Black Fog Spirit Tribe want to help the Sacred Dragon bloodline to unify the Divine Dragon bloodline and make the Dragon Palace submit to them. They are the enemies of the Dragon Palace. Today we have destroyed the Heavenly Plants Demon Beast clan to warn the other 5 clans that the Sacred Dragon bloodline is the enemy of the Dragon Palace. If they help them, they will be the mortal enemy of the Dragon Palace. This was the message posted by Wang Xian with a dozen pictures attached. Fuck this, is this real or fake? Is this real or fake? The Dragon Palace annihilated the Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race? Sus, how is this possible? The Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race was annihilated? It has only been a month since the 6 major races announced that they would assist the Sacred Dragon bloodline. In such a short time, the Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race was annihilated by the Dragon Palace? This is unbelievable. The Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race had at least a dozen Third Order Universe sovereigns. How could they be annihilated so easily? They had been in the universe for more than 20 billion years. That's the corpse of the Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race leader. The Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race was really annihilated by the Dragon Palace. How could the Dragon Palace be so powerful? Does the Dragon Palace have a universe sovereign? How could they annihilate the Heavenly Plants Demon Beast race so quickly? Even if they rushed over in a month, they wouldn't be able to make it in time. Looking at this message from the Dragon Palace, all the experts and disciples of the various races and forces were dumbfounded. Heaven Plant demonic beasts were not weak. A subsidiary race of the angel race, a powerful existence that determined everything. Most importantly, a month ago, the Sacred Dragon bloodline had announced that the 6 major tribes would assist them in unifying the Divine Dragon tribe. In the end, the Heavenly Plant Demon Beast was destroyed by the Dragon Palace. Moreover, he directly issued a warning that if they dared to help the Sacred Dragon bloodline, they would end up like the Heaven Plant Demon Beasts. The Dragon Palace is too domineering. Who's going to destroy who? One of the 6 major races and the Sacred Dragon bloodline has already been killed before they even took action. This is simply terrifying. How powerful is the Dragon Palace? With the pictures posted by Wang Xian, no one would think that the news from the Dragon Palace was fake. There was no need for the Dragon Palace to release fake news. The question was, how strong was the Dragon Palace? What kind of power did they have to be able to exterminate an incomparably powerful Heaven Plant demonic beast race in such a short period of time? This was too terrifying. With such strength, who else could be a match for the Dragon Palace other than the top clans? Probably very, very few, right? Just as countless people were in an uproar, Archangel Gabriel led the sacred dragon king and the group of experts towards the heaven plant demon beast race. As they didn't need to fly by themselves, the sacred dragon king checked the information on the universe AI from time to time. He wanted to know if the heaven plant demon beast race had really been annihilated. He quickly saw the information posted by Wuxia. When he saw the content, his face turned extremely ugly. Lord Archangel Gabriel, the heaven plant demon beast race has been annihilated. The Dragon Palace has posted this information on the universe AI. The sacred dragon king looked at Archangel Gabriel and said with a bitter face, the heaven plant demon beast race had really been annihilated. A powerful high-level race had been annihilated before they could react. The strength of the Dragon Palace was simply too terrifying. Their strength was much stronger than the sacred dragon bloodline. Archangel Gabriel was stunned when he heard the sacred dragon king. He moved his palm and took out the universe AI. When he saw the information, his face turned cold. The Dragon Palace is courting death. How dare they annihilate the subsidiary races of the angel tribe? Archangel Gabriel bellowed with a murderous look. Swoosh. He flapped his 12 angel wings and quickly flew toward the heaven plant demon beast's heaven plant forest. At the side, the experts from the other 5 major races also opened the universe AI. When they saw the threat from the Dragon Palace, their faces turned ugly. How dare they threaten us? The Shepherd God tribe's patriarch looked at the message coldly. His expression was extremely ugly. The Shepherd God's tribe had always thought that they were much stronger than the heaven plant demon beast race. However, it would be extremely difficult to annihilate them. In other words, the strength of the Dragon Palace was much stronger than the Shepherd God's tribe. After the heaven plant demon beast race was attacked by the Dragon Palace, they should have requested for help. However, when they received the information, the heaven plant demon beast race had already been annihilated. This meant that the speed at which the heaven plant demon beast race was annihilated was extremely fast. To be able to annihilate the Dragon Palace, which had over 20 third-order universe sovereigns, how strong were they? How many third-order universe sovereigns did they have? According to the rule that it took 3 experts to kill one of the same level, the Dragon Palace had over 60 third-order universe sovereigns? If the experts from the ancestral dragon bloodline were to make a move, the Dragon Palace would have over 40 third-order universe sovereigns? Close to 50? This number was much higher than the Shepherd God's tribe. If the Shepherd God's tribe was attacked, even if they weren't annihilated, they would be in a tragic state. Lord Archangel Gabriel, you have to avenge the heaven plant demon beast clan. The sacred dragon king's expression changed as he spoke to Archangel Gabriel. Now that the Dragon Palace had displayed such terrifying strength, the sacred dragon king no longer had the confidence to annihilate them. If the angel race were to make a move, things would be different if Archangel Gabriel were to make a move. Archangel Gabriel snorted and didn't say a word. He was furious about the annihilation of the heaven plant demon beast race. How could a high-level race dare to annihilate a subsidiary race of the angel race? That was simply courting death. Chapter 3565. Angel Gabriel's face was filled with murderous intent as he sped towards the heaven plant demon clan. The experts from the sacred dragon bloodline and the other 5 races were also filled with rage and murderous intent. How dare they threaten the 5 races? This is the strength of Dragon Palace? They actually annihilated the heaven plant demon clan? How is this possible? The heaven plant demon clan. How can the dragon king of Dragon Palace be so powerful? At the same time, at the ancestral dragon lineage, the 13 pinnacle warriors of the ancestral dragon lineage saw the information on the universe AI and their faces were filled with shock. What did they see? The sacred dragon bloodline wanted to unify the divine dragon clan. They were prepared to advance and retreat together with Dragon Palace, and were prepared for war. In the end, before the war broke out, Dragon Palace annihilated the heaven plant demon clan. That was the heaven plant demon clan, a powerful and advanced race. This required at least 2 to 3 times the strength of the heaven plant demon clan to enter their lair and annihilate them. Then, Dragon Palace needed 40 to 50 third-order universe sovereigns with combat power. Did Dragon Palace have so many experts? With so many experts from Dragon Palace and the 13 of them, wouldn't they be able to contend against the sacred dragon bloodline? Could it be that Dragon Palace is the hope of the divine dragon clan? Golden Dragon King murmured. The other 12 pinnacle experts from the ancestral dragon bloodline fell silent. Perhaps that was the case. The strength displayed by the Dragon Palace was far inferior to that of the ancestral dragon lineage in the past. Too strong. Just as the outside world was in shock, Wang Xian was looking at the large amount of treasures in the Dragon King Hall of Dragon Palace. This time, after annihilating the entire Heaven Plant Demon clan, Dragon Palace's harvest was huge. The God Kingdoms of 16 Third Order Universe Sovereigns, all their resources, and the entire Heaven Plant Demon clan's resources. These resources were extremely terrifying. I wonder if I have enough resources to improve myself, Wang Xian murmured. Currently, his strength had reached the Third Order Universe Sovereign level. If he improved again, he would have the strength of a Fourth Order Universe Sovereign. At this stage, he would be able to contend against a true Universe Sovereign. With the resources of the entire Heaven Plant Demon clan, Wang Xian felt that it was still possible for him to break through. Of course, it was only a possibility. This was because Wang Xian realized that there weren't any elixir pills, divine herbs, divine wood, or divine fruits in the entire treasury of the Heaven Plant's demonic beasts. As a wood attribute race, it was very strange that they didn't have these treasures. However, he had obtained a piece of information from the Heaven Plant race leader's memories. The seed of advancement. With a wave of his hand, a seed appeared in his hand. There was a majestic aura within the race. Wang Xian looked at the evolution seed and his eyes shone brightly. This was the most precious treasure of the leader of the Heavenly Plant demonic beasts. This was also the reason why the Heaven Plant spirit beasts did not have any other wood attribute treasures. Most of the treasures had been absorbed by the seed of advancement. The seed of advancement was just like its name suggested. It could allow an expert to break through their shackles and advance. This race was incomparably precious. In the eyes of the Heaven Plant demonic race leader, they were even more precious than primordial spirit treasures. Right now, his race had yet to reach maturity. Once it did, he would be able to break through to the Universe Ruler Realm after consuming it. The true Universe Ruler Realm. This was definitely one of the most precious treasures in the universe. One had to know that even the third prince of the angel race did not have any way to help the sacred Dragon King break through to the Universe Ruler Realm. Similarly, the effects of this seed of advancement were extremely powerful. However, the resources required to mature it were too huge. The nurturing of the seed itself and countless resources. The leader of the Heaven Plant demonic race squandered the wood attribute resources that the entire race had accumulated. All of them had been absorbed and had yet to mature. Although this treasure was heaven-defying, it was even harder to obtain one than primordial spirit treasures. It was several times more difficult. I'll place it on the progenitor tree and try it out. Wang Xian looked at the seed of advancement. With a flick of his palm, a branch came to his front from behind. He placed the seed of advancement on the branch and waited for the reaction of the progenitor tree. As he expected, the seed of advancement gradually integrated into the branch of the progenitor tree and formed a special seed. At the same time, a message was transmitted into Wang Xian's mind. When he absorbed this message, his eyes lit up. After the progenitor tree absorbed the seed of advancement, it could bear such a fruit in the future. However, at the current level of the progenitor tree, it would take 10 million years for this seed to mature. Moreover, it would take 100 million years for the seed of advancement to mature. In other words, 100 million years was enough for a third-order universe ruler to break through to the universe ruler realm. To Wang Xian in the Dragon Palace, this was too long. Of course, there were other ways to speed up the maturation of the seed of advancement. That was to feed it with treasures. Would attribute treasures. However, the amount of treasures and resources required would probably be huge. This seed of advancement is useful. However, the maturation period is too long and the resources required are too much. I can only wait for the progenitor tree to evolve. He mumbled to himself. Other than the most precious seed of advancement, the next best thing was the only primordial spirit treasure of the Heaven Plant demonic beast race. A leaf with the light attribute. This leaf was called Time Fragment. Time Fragment was an offensive primordial spirit treasure. As long as there was light, it could condense into a terrifying leaf and use it as a weapon to attack. The attack of the Time Fragment was equally terrifying. However, it was still useful to Wang Xian. He was prepared to refine it. Currently, the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon board could not absorb the Time Fragment. They could only absorb it after they broke through. However, it was extremely difficult for the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon board to break through. The number of primordial spiritual treasures required was too much. Other than the Time Fragment, there were many other treasures. There were hundreds of primordial spiritual treasures, most of which were of the wood attribute. Wang Xian wondered if they could help the 5 elements grindstone break through. After checking through all the treasures and resources, Wang Xian began to devour and absorb the remaining treasures and resources. Within the Dragon Palace, the rest of the disciples were also starting to improve. How much could the resources of the entire Heaven Plant Demonic Beast race improve the Dragon Palace? Wang Xian did not know about the others, but there were 16 Third Order Universe Ruler corpses. There were 16 God Nations with Third Order Universe Ruler combat strength. This could increase the Dragon Palace by 24 Third Order Universe Rulers combat strength. Chapter 3566. This time the annihilation of the Heaven Plant's demonic beast clan was accompanied by close to 100 Second Order Universe Sovereigns. These close to 100 Second Order Universe Sovereigns could allow the Dragon Palace to produce 9 Third Order Universe Sovereigns. All in all, this battle would allow the Dragon Palace to have an additional 33 Third Order Universe Sovereigns. In addition to the original 20, the Dragon Palace would have a total of 53. With such strength, even if they were to face the Sacred Dragon bloodline in the 5 major races, Wang Xian would still have some confidence. Especially with the help of the 13 pinnacle experts from the Ancestral Dragon bloodline. The upgrade of the Dragon Palace had begun. The Universe AI was still in an uproar. Everyone wanted to know what the Sacred Dragon bloodline would do next. They wanted to know what the Angel race would do. After all, the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast clan was a subsidiary race of the Angel race. Whoosh! Time passed day by day. At the edge of the Heaven Plant's forest, a group of figures flew towards the depths at a terrifying speed. Soon they arrived at the core of the Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast clan's territory. Above the waterfall, Archangel Gabriel floated as he scanned the area below with a bitter expression. The Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast clan was in a mess, without any signs of life. In this battle, although many Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast experts had escaped, there was not a single Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast disciple left in their lair. Those who died died, those who escaped fled. The entire Heaven Plant's Demonic Beast clan was no more. Dragon Palace. Archangel Gabriel spat out these 2 words with a murderous look. Lord Archangel Gabriel. Holy Dragon King and the other powerful cultivators looked at him from the side and shouted with a sullen expression. Let's go to the Dragon Palace. Archangel Gabriel waved his arm and the Khanate Cardinal Treasure, the Cross of Judgment, appeared in his hand. He drew a line in front of him and a black hole appeared. Archangel Gabriel led them into the black hole. Archangel Gabriel rushed at full speed. He took out the Khanate Cardinal Treasure to rush along. With the might of the Khanate Cardinal Treasure, everywhere he passed by, it brought with it a majestic aura. Especially the power of the Khanate Cardinal Treasure when it tore through the void of the chaotic heavens continent, it brought with it terrifying heaven and earth energy, causing all living beings to tremble. Universe Lord Realm experts were rushing along. It was a majestic and terrifying sight. However, the surrounding living beings could only feel the terrifying pressure, but they didn't know what was going on. His speed was simply too fast. Within a year he would be able to reach the eternal river of heaven. I never expected the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace to upgrade the Dragon Palace to such a level in such a short period of time. At this moment, a dozen or so great fairies were sitting in a space on the Tree of Life in the Fairy Clan's territory. The Life Sound Arrow looked at the information on the AI, and its face was filled with shock. I feel that the Dragon King seems to have obtained a powerful legacy from the Divine Dragon tribe. Otherwise, it would be impossible for him to improve so quickly. A great elf at the side made a guess. The power of 5 elements and the power of light and darkness. Haha, isn't this the combination of the 5 elements Dragon King and the light and dark Dragon King of the Divine Dragon tribe? I wonder if he has obtained the inheritance of Lord Water Dragon. A great elf said with a smile. I don't think so. If the Dragon King had obtained the inheritance of Lord Water Dragon, he wouldn't have become the only Yin-Yang 5 Elements Divine Dragon in the universe. Yin-Yang 5 Elements Divine Dragon sounds very powerful and heaven-defying, but in fact, it has no fate with Heaven Yuan. If he had obtained the inheritance of Lord Water Dragon, there would be no need for him to cultivate other attributes. In the center, a somewhat aged great elf shook his head. That's true. Now that the Dragon Palace has destroyed the Heaven Plant demonic beasts, the Angel tribe probably won't let it go. There might be a great angel attacking them. The Life Sound Arrow looked at the surrounding great elves and said, although there is an agreement between us peak races, the Angel tribe has their own reasons. Although this reason isn't sufficient. Why don't I go? Sure. Remind the Angel tribe not to break the rules. The old great elf nodded. The fairy tribe had a good relationship with the divine dragon tribe in the past. In the previous era, the divine dragon tribe and the fairy tribe had even fought side by side. This was also the reason why the fairy tribe was willing to help the divine dragon tribe. To them, the ancestral dragon bloodline and the dragon palace belonged to the divine dragon lineage. Especially since the dragon king of the dragon palace had obtained the 5 elements dragon king and the light and dark dragon king. The life-sound arrow flew out from the fairy tribe and headed towards the eternal heaven river. Time passed day by day. 2 months later, the dragon palace had absorbed all the resources of the heaven plant demonic beasts. What made Wang Xian regretful was that he didn't achieve a breakthrough. Based on the amount of dragon energy he needed to level up, he might need to destroy a race like the heaven plant demonic beasts to increase his strength. It was the same for the 5 elements grindstone. He was just a step away from a breakthrough. Although Wang Xian didn't improve, the improvement of the dragon palace was huge this time. 33 Third Order Universe Sovereigns. The number of universe sovereigns and above had increased by more than 400. This increased the number of universe sovereigns and above to more than 1,200. This number was equivalent to 4 times that of the heaven plant demonic beasts. Prime Minister Turtle, send the spiked dragon guards around the eternal heaven river. Be wary of the divine dragon bloodline. Wang Xian ordered Prime Minister Turtle. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle answered immediately. Although the dragon palace had destroyed the heaven plant demonic beasts, the strength of the divine dragon bloodline was still not to be underestimated. The necessary vigilance was still necessary. Once there's any movement from the 5 major races, get in line to attack their nests. I just don't know if there are experts from the angel race guarding the nests of the 5 major races. And this time, will the angel race have any reaction after destroying the heaven plant demonic beasts? The fairy race said that the pinnacle races can't get involved in the affairs of other low-level races. I wonder if that's true. Wang Xian mumbled to himself as he considered the next step. The divine dragon bloodline would definitely react after destroying the heaven plant demonic beasts. He just didn't know if the angel race as the master would react. If the angel race really reacted, the dragon palace would have to think of a way to hide. By then the fairy race would have a way out. Of course, this was the worst-case scenario. Time passed day by day. Wang Xian didn't act rashly. He was waiting for the other party's reaction. However, there was no reaction from the divine dragon bloodline. This made Wang Xian even more vigilant. Chapter 3567. Swish swish swish. Inside the Chaos Continent, Archangel Gabriel was flying through the void at high speed. It would take them a year to reach the Dragon Palace from the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast's territory. By the time he arrived, the Dragon Palace had already completed its upgrade. He had integrated the innate Cardinal Treasure Time Fragment into his dragon scales, which boosted his strength a little. According to his investigation, an expert could fully control 3 primordial cardinal treasures at most. Any more than that would be of little value. The increase in strength would be smaller. Of course, it wasn't completely useless. It was just that the effects of the innate cardinal treasure would be greatly reduced. As time passed, all the experts and disciples of the ancestral dragon lineage had gathered. They had set their base in the ocean of the mountains and seas. The distance from the Dragon Palace would only take 1 to 2 months if they were to fly. Now that the ancestral dragon lineage was preparing to open the teleportation formation with the Dragon Palace, both parties could quickly reinforce each other. A year passed very quickly. In the void in front of the eternal river of heaven, Archangel Gabriel's figure appeared. He flapped his 12 wings and stared in the direction of the heaven eternal river with murderous intent. This wasn't the first time he was here. The last time he was here was for the innate cardinal treasure, the 12th tier water lotus. This was a very powerful innate cardinal treasure. Unfortunately, it was destroyed by the giant galactic beast before it matured. As a result, he only got a part of it. And the giant galactic beast also escaped. This was the second time he was here. When the time comes, I'll slaughter the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace and enslave all the other experts and disciples of the Dragon Palace. Archangel Gabriel stared ahead as he spoke plainly to the Sacred Dragon King and the rest. Yes, Archangel Gabriel. The Sacred Dragon King nodded, his eyes filled with excitement. With Archangel Gabriel of the Angel Clan taking action personally, there would be fewer accidents. Perhaps the annihilation of the heaven plant demonic beasts wasn't a bad thing for him. Boom. Archangel Gabriel entered the sky above the heaven eternal river. He didn't conceal his terrifying aura at all. His bright eyes stared at the ocean below and locked onto the dragon palace below the water in the sky. A terrifying aura descended upon the ground. It was as though the world of light had descended to the world. Dragon King. Dragon King, there's a terrifying light figure flying towards our dragon palace. It should be an expert from the angel clan. At the same time, when Archangel Gabriel and the rest flew over, the dragon palace received the news. Prime Minister Turtle immediately came to the Dragon King Hall and reported with a grave expression. When Wang Xian heard Prime Minister Turtle, his eyes narrowed. Order all the experts of Dragon Palace to get ready. He moved and flew directly towards the Dragon Gate. Dragon King, I can sense it. It's that Birdman's aura. It's that Birdman's aura. At this moment, the Water Tentacle King appeared beside Wang Xian and roared with murderous intent. That Birdman? Archangel Gabriel? Upon hearing his words, Wang Xian replied. Yes, that's him. That's the Birdman. The Water Tentacle King replied loudly. Upon hearing this, Wang Xian was a little embarrassed. The battle between the Aqua Tentacle King and Archangel Gabriel over 1,000 years ago was still vivid in Wang Xian's mind. At that time, Archangel Gabriel took out 2 inborn cardinal treasures and even summoned a 1,000,000-strong angel army. Water Tentacle King, do you think we can go against him if we join forces? Wang Xian asked the Water Tentacle King. Currently, Wang Xian's strength was terrifying enough. With all his trump cards and the Water Tentacle King, would they be able to go against Archangel Gabriel? It's possible to contend against it, but it's impossible to defeat it. The Water Tentacle King replied immediately. She was still very confident in going against him. She had witnessed Wang Xian's strength and knew all his trump cards. With her, they could go against a true universe dominator. However, it was impossible to defeat him. It's fine as long as we can go against him. Wang Xian murmured. They could go against him, but what about the other 50-odd third-order universe dominators in the Dragon Palace? If they joined forces, there was a high chance that they could defeat him. The Dragon Palace could go against a true universe dominator. Swish. Wang Xian flew out of the Dragon Palace and immediately looked towards the west. His eyes were locked on that terrifying figure that resembled the sun. His dragon eyes shone brightly. With the activation of his dragon eyes, Archangel Gabriel's figure appeared clearly in his vision. However, when he looked behind him, his expression changed slightly. Behind him, there were more than 60 third-order universe dominators, including the Sacred Dragon King. Coupled with the 1,000,000-strong angel army of over 100 archangels, the Dragon Palace was no match for them. However, there was still a high chance that the Dragon Palace could escape. In addition, the Pinnacle clans were prohibited from attacking other clans. This was a rule that Archangel Gabriel would probably not break. Of course, the Dragon Palace had to be prepared for the possibility of the other party breaking the rules. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, come out. Archangel Gabriel landed in front of the Dragon Palace at a terrifying speed. He shouted with a cold face as though he was about to pass judgment on a sinner. He naturally knew the rules of the Pinnacle clans. Therefore, he was not prepared to destroy the entire Dragon Palace. He only wanted to kill the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. As for the remaining experts and disciples of the Dragon Palace, he would leave them to the Sacred Dragon King and the rest. Archangel Gabriel, may I know why you are here at the Dragon Palace? The Pinnacle clans are prohibited from interfering in the affairs of other clans. They are also prohibited from attacking experts and disciples below the Pinnacle clans. Wang Xian stared at Archangel Gabriel and said plainly, "You are the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace? How dare you annihilate the subsidiary clans of the Angel Clan? Today I will kill you. Are you going to commit suicide or face my judgment?" Archangel Gabriel stared at Wang Xian and said emotionlessly. He didn't care about the Dragon Palace. A Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. If he wanted to make a move, he could kill him in an instant. Wang Xian frowned slightly upon hearing Archangel Gabriel's words. The other party disregarded the rules and used such an excuse to annihilate him? It seemed like he was going to meet the real universe dominator today. Wang Xian clenched his fists and his eyes shone brightly. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, why aren't you committing suicide to atone for your sins? Our Archangel Gabriel is already being merciful by not annihilating your Dragon Palace. The Sacred Dragon King stared at Wang Xian from behind. His eyes were filled with violent murderous intent. This was the murderer of his son and also the murderer of the experts of his Sacred Dragon bloodline. I'll give you 3 seconds. Archangel Gabriel stared at Wang Xian and spat out another 5 words. This was a judgment from above. Chapter 3568, By Lie You've Crossed the Line. A terrifying aura flew towards the Dragon Palace. Inside the Dragon Palace, over 53rd Order Universe sovereigns were ready. Wang Xian stared at Archangel Bai with fighting spirit in his eyes. However, just as Wang Xian thought a huge battle was about to break out, a voice suddenly rang out. Huh. Upon hearing this voice, Wang Xian was taken aback and looked up. In the sky above the Dragon Palace, a figure had appeared out of nowhere. Upon seeing this voice, Wang Xian was a little shocked. The life sound arrow of the fairy race. This was the second time Wang Xian had seen it. As for the fairy race, he was filled with gratitude. However, he did not expect the life sound arrow to appear here. She was obviously around the Dragon Palace to prevent the experts from the angel race from coming. This filled Wang Xian with gratitude. The favor from the fairy race was getting bigger and bigger. The arrival of the life sound arrow also meant that Archangel Bai could not make a move. Huh. Archangel Bai frowned when he saw the sudden appearance of the life sound arrow. If you dare to break the rules, you will die. The life sound arrow stared at Archangel Bai and continued plainly. If you broke the rules set by the pinnacle races and no one pursued the matter, then no one would pursue the matter. However, if the pinnacle races pursued the matter, you would have to pay the price. If Archangel Bai dared to kill the innocent experts of other races, he would have to pay the price. The price was his life. Not even the angel race could protect him. This was because the pinnacle races had set the rules back then. Life sound arrow, aren't the fairy race meddling in too much? Archangel Bai stared at the life sound arrow with a sour expression. The life sound arrow stared at him with a cold smile on its face. It just looked at him. If you break the rules, you will be judged. You are an archangel after all. Don't you find it embarrassing to attack the divine dragon race that has yet to recover? If word of this gets out, the other races will think that the angel race is trash. She said plainly. The words of the life sound arrow made Archangel Bai look a little embarrassed. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. Haha, I'm just bored. I don't have to do anything to destroy an advanced race. Archangel Gabriel sneered and looked at the Holy Dragon King and the rest behind him. Hee, if you want to destroy our Dragon Palace, it's impossible for the dogs behind you to do so. Upon hearing his words, Wang Xian replied coldly, Give me another 1,000 years and I can even kill you, Archangel Gabriel. Upon hearing Wang Xian's provocation, Archangel Gabriel's expression darkened as he stared at Wang Xian coldly. Look at me? Hee, Archangel Bailey, do you dare to make a bet? 1,000 years later, let's have a one-on-one battle to the death. Do you dare? Wang Xian stared at Archangel Gabriel and said coldly. Haha, arrogant, what an arrogant thing. A mere divine dragon dares to be so insolent in front of me? Upon hearing Wang Xian's words, Archangel Gabriel couldn't help but burst into laughter. He stared at Wang Xian with contempt. If it weren't for the experts from the elf clan, I could kill you with a single finger. In the next 1,000 years, if the angel clan doesn't interfere in the war between our dragon palace and the sacred dragon bloodline and the other 5 clans, I can annihilate all of them. If you dare to challenge me 1,000 years later, I can also kill you. I dare to say this. You can call me arrogant, but I'll say it. Wang Xian looked at him and said emotionlessly. Archangel Gabriel's smile faded a little as he stared at Wang Xian coldly. Do you dare to challenge me 1,000 years later? If you have the guts, we can have a one-on-one battle. Wang Xian smiled faintly as he stared at Archangel Gabriel. Aha, it's a pity that you won't be able to live to 1,000 years later. Archangel Gabriel laughed maniacally as he looked at the sacred dragon bloodline and the other 5 clans behind him. His eyes were filled with coldness. Kill him and bring his head to me. If you can't do it, I'll hold you accountable. Lord Archangel Gabriel, don't worry. We'll definitely bring his head to you. The Holy Dragon King and the rest were shocked as they immediately responded loudly. All right. Archangel Gabriel stared at Wang Xian before sweeping his gaze across the life sound arrow. With a cold snort, his figure gradually disappeared. Coward. Wang Xian said as he watched Archangel Gabriel leave. Try, the Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. Of course, he also knew that Archangel Gabriel was not a coward. He was just looking down on him. In the eyes of the other party, he would definitely be killed. Hee, Holy Dragon King, 5 clans, do you want to have a fight now? You have over 63rd Order Universe sovereigns. He looked at the Holy Dragon King and the rest and said sarcastically. Dragon King, according to the 1,000-year promise, no matter which corner of the universe you escape to, we will kill you and cut off your head. The leader of the shepherd gods stared at Wang Xian and said coldly, I'll escape? I'll attack you one by one and annihilate all your clans. Wang Xian sneered and said without any hesitation, Is that so? Let's wait and see. The leader of the shepherd gods stared at Wang Xian with murderous intent as his figure gradually disappeared. They did not choose to attack. The Dragon Palace could annihilate the heaven plant demonic beasts. Therefore they had at least 40 to 50 third-order universe sovereigns. Given the strength they had today, the probability of annihilating them was extremely slim. Therefore they would gather all their forces and attack the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian's eyes flickered as the experts of the 5 clans and the Holy Dragon King left. Thank you, Lord Life Sound Arrow of the Sidhe race, for your help. I, Wang Xian, am eternally grateful. Wang Xian looked at the Life Sound Arrow and expressed his gratitude. Hee, you've got guts to challenge Gabriel. The Life Sound Arrow looked at Wang Xian with admiration. That's because you're here, Lord Life Sound Arrow. Wang Xian chuckled and said, Although the Pinnacle clans can't participate in the war between you guys, you have to be careful of the sacred dragon shepherd gods. I can guarantee that the experts from the angel race won't interfere, but I can't guarantee anything else. However, if the divine dragon race wants to return to its former glory, it's inevitable that there will be some turbulence. Work hard, little brat. The Life Sound Arrow smiled at Wang Xian and left the next moment. Wang Xian watched her leave with a smile on his face. As long as the angel race didn't participate in the war between them, Wang Xian was confident that he could annihilate the sacred dragon bloodline and the other 5 clans. He wanted to achieve a breakthrough in his strength after annihilating the 6 clans. He wanted the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon coil to achieve a breakthrough. At that time, he was confident that he could kill Archangel Gabriel. Chapter 3569, Archangel Gabriel, the sacred dragon bloodline, and the vital sonic arrow had left. Wang Xian returned to the dragon palace and sat on the dragon throne. Prime Minister Turtle and the other experts had all arrived. Yaki Devilsha, ask and lie to take you to the Ghoul clan, the God Shepherd clan, the Light Giant clan, the Light Insect clan, and the Black Fog Spirit clan. Find one of them and sneak in to find out more about them. Wang Xian instructed the 8 Devil Fiend. It's Dragon King. Yamada no Demon Sha and the others nodded and answered immediately. The rest of the disciples of Dragon Palace, get ready. There will be a big battle. As Wang Xian spoke, his eyes shone with a cold gleam. This time, the sacred dragon bloodline and the other 6 races would send all their forces to attack the Dragon Palace. Although he had destroyed the Heaven Plant Monster clan, they still had the sacred dragon bloodline, the Ghoul clan, the Shepherd God clan, the Giant of Light clan, the Light Insect clan, and the Black Fog Spirit clan. The sacred dragon bloodline currently had the least number of third-order sovereigns. However, if the other 5 races were to work together, gathering 100 third-order sovereigns shouldn't be a problem. Even the Dragon Palace would not be able to deal with 100 of them. Coupled with the heritage and trump cards of the other races, it would be difficult for them to deal with the Dragon Palace. However, Wang Xian wasn't going to wait for the other party to attack first. With an lie around, he could ambush the enemy's base as long as all of their experts dared to come out. Then Wang Xian would dare to annihilate all the disciples and clansmen in their lair. It's Dragon King. The experts of Dragon Palace answered with killing intent flashing in their eyes. Dark Lai, take us there. Wang Xian looked down at Enlai and said. He had Enlai take them there first. He needed to find some opportunities first. Buzz buzz buzz. At the same time, in the palace of the sacred dragon bloodline, the powerhouses of the Ghoul clan, the Shepherd clan, the Giant of Light clan, the Light Insect clan, and the Black Fog Spirit clan immediately gathered in the palace of the Divine Dragon clan after leaving the Dragon Palace. Our Shepherd God race has already sent out a notice. All the universe ruler level experts are prepared. The Shepherd God Patriarch said with a cold expression. If we use all our strength, we can still destroy that Dragon Palace. Try, Mad One, Gad 2. The old man from the Giant of Light clan said coldly. The other 3 tribe leaders nodded slightly and looked at the Holy Dragon King. The 3rd prince sent me a message. Kill everyone in the Dragon Palace except the purebred divine dragons. The Sacred Dragon King looked at them and said, gather all our forces immediately and strike. All right. All right. The patriarchs of the 5 major races immediately nodded in agreement. Archangel Gabriel had already given the order to kill, so they naturally had to complete this mission. Although the heaven plant beasts were destroyed, they were still confident that they could destroy the Dragon Palace if they used all their strength. This time, in order to prevent any accidents, everyone should take out some of your trump cards. The Sacred Dragon King added. The leaders of the 5 clans nodded. Their eyes flickered with coldness as they returned to their clans and issued their orders. Time passed quickly. On the AI, the experts and disciples of the other clans did not know that the Dragon Palace, a Grand Angel and the Sacred Dragon bloodline had begun their second round of battle. However, all the experts and disciples of the other clans knew that this was the calm before the storm. However, as they expected, 1 month later, some races near the Ghoul clan, the Shepherd clan, the Giant of Light clan, the Light Insect clan, and the Black Fog Spirit clan noticed that the 5 races had started to move. War machines rose from their clans one after another, and a group of experts gathered. In the Shepherd God tribe's territory, a huge ancient corpse flew out from the Shepherd God tribe. This huge corpse contained a terrifying baleful aura and terrifying power. The corpse was millions of kilometers long and had an old face. It was terrifying. This was the Shepherd God tribe's strongest trump card. It was even stronger than the Xiantian treasures of their tribe. The so-called Shepherd God tribe was actually an ancient god's corpse. The strength of this god's corpse was not something a third-order universe sovereign could handle. In the Giant of Light tribe's territory, the experts of the other clans saw a dozen incomparably huge giants carrying a radiant mountain as they flew through the void. That terrifying radiant mountain caused the surrounding world to turn white. In the Light Insect tribe's territory, the experts of the other clans gathered countless insects to form a terrifying devouring insect. It soared into the sky and easily bit through the void as it burrowed into the black hole. Try the Mad One, Gad 2. In the Corpse Eaters tribe's territory, the other clans discovered a swamp-like corroded land. It flew out from the Corpse Eaters tribe's territory, bringing with it blood and evil as it flew towards the sky. In the Black Fog Spirit clan's territory, a black fog that covered the sky flew out of their clan's territory. As for what was inside it, no one knew. Huge changes happened to the 5 major races at the same time. Everyone knew that the 5 major races were about to make their move. They were going to assist the Sacred Dragon bloodline and prepare to attack the Dragon Palace. Moreover, the power of their attacks seemed to be more terrifying than he had imagined. Isn't that terrifying an ancient god's corpse the scariest existence in the God Shepherd tribe? It said that it can easily kill any enemy below the universe ruler realm. It's terrifying. To fight against the Dragon Palace, they even took out such a trump card? The Light Insect tribe's territory seems to be the Light Insect tribe's race, right? It said that the Light Insect tribe can perfectly fuse together. It's their trump card. The 5 major races are starting to move. I heard that they are using their strongest force to destroy the Dragon Palace. Looks like the destruction of the Heaven Plant Demonic Beast tribe has completely angered them. The 5 major races and the Sacred Dragon bloodline have gathered all their strength and taken out their strongest trump card. Will the Dragon Palace be their match? Will they be able to hold on? It'll be difficult. If they can hold on, the Dragon Palace will be heaven-defying. The news of the 5 major races' actions quickly spread through the AI. At this moment, the great wilderness continent was in an uproar once again. This level of war was no longer an ordinary war. This was the highest level war between the high-level races. There were more than 100 universe rulers with combat power above the Third Order. This power sent chills down the spines of the other races. Regarding this battle, everyone was discussing fervently. At this moment, the prediction of the war's outcome was not completely one-sided. Since the Dragon Palace entered the great wilderness continent, it had always been when others thought they couldn't hold on, they would go all out and destroy the other party. For this war, no one dared to say that the Dragon Palace would definitely lose. All wars broke out. Chapter 3570, Swoosh Swoosh Swoosh. Within the chaotic continent, Wang Xian was flying forward at high speed. He had entered the territory of the Shepherd tribe. However, the current Shepherd tribe was a little desolate. There were very few experts and disciples in the tribe. The Shepherd tribe had made some preparations. The 8 devil spirits had entered the lair of the Shepherd tribe and had taken over the bodies of their disciples. However, the information they received was that all the disciples of the Shepherd tribe were either in their own holy kingdoms or in their grotto heavens and blessedness. The grotto heavens and blessedness of the Shepherd tribe could withstand the attacks of real Universe Lord experts. Wang Xian frowned slightly when he received this news. This was not good news. Clearly, the shepherd tribe had made thorough preparations to prevent the Dragon Palace from launching a sneak attack. In fact, the shepherd tribe had already made all the arrangements in the tribe. In other words, most of the disciples who had entered the grotto heavens and blessedness could only leave and not enter before the Dragon Palace was destroyed. As for the rest of the disciples, there were not many of them in the tribe. This precaution could be said to be foolproof. Even if the Dragon Palace could invade, they could only destroy some buildings. This was something they could easily recover from. There would not be many casualties among the disciples. If all the disciples obeyed orders, none of them would die. Not only the shepherd god tribe, but even the giant of light and the other two tribes were in the same situation. As for whether there were other arrangements, Wang Xian did not know. In short, this time, the sacred dragon bloodline and the 5 major races were exceptionally cautious. However, no matter how cautious they were, they did not expect the Dragon Palace to have an existence like Enlai. He could ignore the defense of the grotto heavens and blessedness. Wang Xian flew rapidly and soon arrived at the center of the shepherd tribe's territory. There were quite a few disciples around the center of the shepherd tribe. Only a few scattered around. These disciples did not think the Dragon Palace would attack, so they had no scruples. There were very few of them and they were neither strong nor weak. All of them were at the Universe Lord level. For this expedition, the shepherd god race and the other 4 great races, the majority of the universe ruler level powerhouses and above were participating. Try, Mad 1, Gad 2, Catch X. Only a small number of universe ruler level and above experts were left to guard this place. Wang Xian's arrival did not attract any attention. He hid himself and looked around. Dragon King over here. At this moment, a middle-aged man stood in a house and transmitted his voice to Wang Xian. He looked over and with a flash of his figure he arrived immediately. Dragon King. Orochi cupped his fists at Wang Xian and bowed to him. How's the situation? Wang Xian asked. Dragon King, 70% of the shepherd god tribe's disciples are in the blessed enclave. That blessed enclave can withstand our attacks. The only way is for Enlai to bring us in. Yamadachi reported. What we need to do is not to kill the ordinary disciples, but to attract the experts of the shepherd tribe, said Wang Xian as he pondered. There's a way. Let Enlai send the venom horn dragon seed in. Masha and I will parasitize the experts in the blessed enclave. Dragon King, you guys will attack the blessed enclave from the outside and create the illusion that you can use treasures to break the blessed enclave. In this way we can pass the information here to the shepherd tribe leader and the rest. Under such circumstances they will definitely come to support us. This way we can kill them, said Yamadachi. This is indeed a good idea. However, we still have to consider one thing. The shepherd tribe has roughly guessed the strength of our Dragon Palace. The experts from the shepherd tribe will not come back alone. There will probably be experts from other races coming to help, said Wang Xian. Dragon King, what we are most worried about now is whether the experts from the angel tribe will come. If they come, we will be in trouble, said Yamadachi with a slight frown. The elf tribe has already paid attention to this matter. In that case, the angel tribe will not participate. At most, they will provide help with treasures. They will not send experts or disciples over. Otherwise it will be against the rules, said Wang Xian. This was a war between high-level races. If the pinnacle races got involved, how could they fight? The rule of the pinnacle races was that they could not participate in the affairs of the pinnacle races. You don't have to worry about the angel tribe. If the shepherd tribe is attacked, they will definitely come back to support us. However, if they send reinforcements, the strength of the experts they send back will definitely be on par with our Dragon Palace. At that time, it will be very difficult to eliminate them. Try the Mad 1, Gad 2, Wang Xian continued. As he murmured, his eyes shone brightly. This seemed to be a dead end. It was easy to kill the ordinary disciples of the shepherd tribe. However, it would be difficult to kill the experts. The shepherd tribe were not fools. They would not send reinforcements knowing that they were no match for the angel tribe. Dragon King, in that case we will target the other races, said Yamadachi after pondering for a while. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. It was very easy for the other party to come back to support them. The experts from the shepherd tribe could return to their own god's kingdom in an instant to support them. The experts from the other races could also return to their own god's kingdom and rush over through the teleportation formation. However, it would probably take some time for them to reunite with their teams after they returned. Wang Xian didn't believe that they could rush over a long distance without the help of a teleportation device. If they had such an ability, the 6 major races wouldn't have to take such a grand action. They only needed to send a few experts to the Eternal River and use a special method to teleport them over instantly. Therefore, he was sure that the other party did not have such an ability. Wang Xian took out the Universe AI and sent a message to Dark Thunder to set up a Devil Soul altar. Soon Dark Thunder arrived. Dark Thunder, send Yamada Chi and the others into the blessed grotto heaven of the Shepherd tribe in the next few days. Wang Xian instructed Dark Thunder. Yes, Dragon King. Dark Thunder nodded and looked at Yamada Chi. Send me and Dark Thunder in first. We will think of a way to parasitize the experts from the Shepherd tribe in the blessed grotto heaven. After that, send over 1,000 venom horn dragons. At that time we will be able to create false information, said Yamada Chi. No problem. Dark Thunder nodded. In addition, after Yamada Chi and the others are settled, bring Sky Array Roving Demon, and the rest to follow the teams of the 6 major races. Wang Xian instructed again. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.